The following is a full, unedited discussion with the person I've come to refer to as the Death Threat Rager. That name refers to a trio of videos I made 2 years ago featuring this individual who threatened to embark upon a trans-global quest to end my life after discussion initiated by a Modern Warfare 3 face-off matchup. If you have yet to view that trilogy, please do. Those videos are some of my finer material, and viewing them is a prerequisite to understanding the content of this discussion. In recent weeks, this person has contacted me on Twitter asking for an opportunity to explain his side of the story and to shed light on what happened in those encounters. As with anybody who has appeared on my channel, it may be easy to laugh at this character and not consider his perspective, but consider this. In all of my rage capture, not once has a person apologized for his words to me, and not once has a person come to me sincerely asking for an opportunity to explain his side of the story. Because of those gestures, I am persuaded this person deserves our genuine respect. After listening to this conversation, it is my hope that you will agree. As always, thanks for listening. Enjoy. Okay, so first things first, I don't actually even know how to address you or what to call you. So how would you like me to refer to you?
Luke, I guess.
Luke's your name? Okay. Yeah, you can call me Skagg. Matt is my real name, whatever you prefer. So I guess, you know, what I would like to accomplish here is sort of to like get your side of what happened and kind of recount the facts of what happened. And I have maybe a few questions, none of which are, you know, hostile or adversarial or anything. Just like curiosities that maybe we can talk about. And then if you have questions for me too, we can do that as well. But those are kind of my goals, if that sounds fair to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I figured we could start by kind of recounting the facts and making sure like you and I have like a similar memory or perception of like what happened and how it started. Because in my experience, like it all started in a game on Face Off in Modern Warfare 3 where I was playing with my friend, and you and your friend had joined our lobby, but we never exchanged words. We actually didn't even play each other in the game. As I recall, you just left like before anybody even shot anybody, and then I started getting those messages, and then the whole thing just kind of went crazy. Is that sort of how you remember it?
Yeah, man.
So okay, so we yeah, okay, so good. I'm glad that like we agree on kind of what happened, or sometimes people disagree on like the history or whatever. So I guess the best thing, there's one thing I'd like to get out of the way, and then if we want to just jump into like, I don't know if you have like a story you want to tell or an explanation you want to give, or I presume you do, right? There's something like that you want to say, I guess, right?
I guess, yeah.
Well, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I assumed you had like some sort of goal like that.
It's just awkward as fuck.
Well, it doesn't have to be. I'm not gonna make you do anything or make you say.
Huh?
I said it doesn't have to be. I'm not gonna make you do anything or say anything you don't want to or whatever.
Awkward that, you know. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not trying to make it awkward, so if you feel like I'm making you uncomfortable or whatever, just let me know.
Nah, dude, it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like anything. If you're a fucking prick to someone and like, you know, come up to you, it's like,
but that,
awkward.
Well, but that's why, I think that's why this is cool, right? Like, like we all make mistakes, and I think, and we'll get into this like when you're in your story, because when this happened, you obviously were younger, right? I presume you're probably, how old are you right now?
I'm legal.
Okay, so you're what? You're late teens, maybe 20, something like that?
No, I'm not 20.
Okay, so you're late teens, which means at the time you were probably what, 16, 17, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a prime time to be making a mistake, and I think the fact that like that, you know, it's something that you want to talk about is pretty cool. I mean, and I think a lot of people have respect for you for doing it. I have respect for you for doing it. But the first thing I want to kind of get off my or sort of like check off my sort of list of things to discuss here, is like the comments on those videos. It's not all the time, but there are a lot of comments that think the encounter was fake. And like I can never convince, I can't like prove that it's real or whatever, but as far like people think that you and I like cooperated or collaborated to make that fake event.
Dude, I didn't even know you.
Right. So I guess that's like what I'm trying to say is like from your perspective,
yeah,
it's not fake. It's real. Like it really happened.
It's not fake. I've already been put on YouTube by someone else. Some British person.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Didn't even know them. Okay?
Was
so
it?
I have no idea.
Was it before or after what happened with me?
Before.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Modern Warfare 3 as well.
So you had kind of a track record going then, I guess.
Except I wasn't a prick to this dude. I don't know. Like, but he was pissing me off, so I guess.
Gotcha.
Kind of was.
Well, I mean, maybe it's best now if we just kind of like jump into like your side of what happened or like what prompted all that, because that's kind of one of the big mysteries to me. Is, you know, I've obviously had people rage at me. That's not something that's uncommon in those games, but usually there's like some type of encounter that makes them mad, or like something happens that makes them mad. In your case, I had no idea what I'd done to piss you off. So I am like super curious and interested just to hear like your side of it and sort of what caused all of it.
Okay. So, want me to start from the start or what?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well, you know, start. I don't know how clear your memory is because this was like 2 years ago. So as much as you can remember about
everything.
Like, all right, well, go ahead. Tell me.
I forget a lot of things, but I can't forget this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, the reason we left is because, it's going to sound stupid, but my mate was top. No, I was top and he was bottom, and I hated being the top, so then we left, which had nothing to do with you whatsoever, but then
Wait, what do you mean top? What does that mean?
Okay. He was top screen, I was bottom screen. No.
Oh, you were
top
split screen.
He was bottom
okay.
screen, yeah.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
That dude, Chronic Cupcake, or whatever the fuck his gamer tag is now, I don't know. But, yeah. So, he was at my place when that happened.
Uh-huh.
But that's the reason we left.
Right.
Probably for the reason, I don't know, like 2 years ago I didn't really give a fuck about the human race. I just wanted everyone to die. So
that's okay, and I being one of the humans, I guess.
No, it's just one, I saw you were a YouTuber, so I was assuming that you were a troll, and I fucking hate trolls because, you know, there's a lot of history with people that fucking piss people off that annoy me as well. So, and then 2, your gamer score, but then I just, you know, I don't even know, that was kind of retarded, but that was probably the other reason, but yeah. Did
you actually believe that it was, because you said it was like hacked or whatever? Were you sincere in that belief, or were you just kind of like?
I think I was just finding everything I could to, you know, I don't know, hold against you, I guess.
Okay.
But, or maybe I did believe it. I don't know. There's some things I remember, some things I don't. One thing I do remember is a lot of it, but about the gamer score, I don't know. I even asked myself about that. My friend even asked me about that. I was like, I don't know. I don't know about the gamer score, but...
Yeah, because that was one of the things you went like straight to, and so that was the only thing I had to go on, was like, he's mad about about that, and I didn't really understand why. You know, and then from that point we jumped into the party chat that, you know, is now the video itself, or the first video itself. I think, like,
I remember.
So one of the curiosities and the thing that people who say that those encounters are fake always say is, if like if it was real, why would he come back? And that's something I never have a good answer for. Is like, one, it is real. I know it's real. I experienced it, so I don't care what anyone else says because I was there, so I remember it. But I've always wondered, like, obviously the first video, you saw it and presumably didn't like it or whatever. But I'll never understand, like, why come back and do it again, because it basically happened 2 more times after that. And that's one thing I've never understood.
I don't know, because I'm a person that, like, I don't let shit go easily. Like, if someone annoys me, which I don't know how you annoyed me, but you did. But I don't know.
Sorry.
But when something annoys me, it's just like, with other people, it's like, yeah, we'll fucking brush it off or whatever. But me, it's like, it just annoys the fuck out of me until I do something about it. So I guess with other people have normal emotions, probably normal fucking whatever you want to call it. But with me, it's like everything is worse.
All right. So that's something that's like part of your everyday life, or is there something unique about Xbox?
Nah, dude.
And I mean, I don't mean to get too personal. Like, I'm not trying to intrude on any of that. I'm just curious if there's like something about Xbox that's particular, or if it's just, things in general.
Well, I don't know. I usually, well, I don't know. My life isn't, normal. Pretty fucked up.
Okay.
So I'm pretty fucked up. So I guess that's why I take it out on people. I take it out on random people, because I just think, I'm never going to meet them. I'm never going to have any contact with them, whatever. But I know that's no excuse for what I did. I'm not saying it is. I'm not trying to blame it on that. But I'm just saying, like, I just didn't, I don't know, I don't really think when I do shit. I just do it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't think you should have to get like overly apologetic here. It seems like you're feeling like genuine remorse, and that's fine. But from my perspective, I've never, not once in the whole encounter did I ever feel like legitimately offended or legitimately threatened or any of that stuff. Like, to be honest, the entire encounter was hilarious. And I know that, like, maybe that's not what you want to hear, but like, I never took it in the way that you're kind of describing, where I felt like hurt by it, if that makes any sense.
Nah, dude, I'm just getting it out.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I get kind of why there would be like some sort of shame or embarrassment associated with it or whatever. I mean, like, from my perspective, and I think from the perspective of probably most of the people who view it, it's well, I guess I should only speak for me personally, but for me personally, it's certainly much more of just like a entertainment form, rather than like something that I take to be personal or legitimately offensive. But not everybody takes things the same way, and not everybody responds to things the same way. So I guess, like, another thing that I'm curious about is, and we've never been able to talk about it sincerely, and it was never my goal to like send people after you. Like, I hope that's clear, and I'm sure you've seen the videos, right? Like, I never said in them like, let's go spam this guy or let's go attack this guy or whatever. But I gather that like people chose to message you and your friend, right? People chose to, I don't know if they spammed you or like what they chose to do to your Xbox account, but if you can comment on that, I'd be curious to hear about like what the sort of response to you was after the posting of them.
Sorry, I was eating something.
That's cool.
Well, a lot of people messaged me. A lot of people. Probably about, fuck, I can't remember now. Probably about, maybe, I don't even know. Maybe about 100 people, maybe more.
Really? Like, over the course of how long would you say? Like, how long of a period of time?
Well, I don't know, I haven't been on that account, but I'm pretty sure it still gets messages to this day of people messaging it. But and then I had a lot of people inviting me to parties and then shit like that, and a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, I found you on YouTube Gold and all this other shit."
Which is interesting because in the grand scheme, like, you know, like my channel is not very large, and that video, you know, is one of my more well-viewed videos, but in the grand scheme, that's still a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? I think it's sitting around 10,000 views in 2 years or something, which is not, you know, which is not a lot by any means. And so it's interesting to me that like a video on that small scale would have that big of an impact, you know, as far as like the person depicted. When you think about some of these videos that are like 1 million views or something, you know, I wonder like what happens to those gamer tags. And so, you know, I while we're speaking, I will, you know, while it's not my direct responsibility per se, you know, obviously I have some responsibility for that. So I'll apologize for the people that chose to do that. I didn't encourage them to do that. I didn't necessarily want them to do that. So I hope I hope that you can see that distinction, whether you consider it meaningful or not. I don't ever ask people to go after people like that. So, you know, I hope you understand that, and I hope you'll accept my apology for that.
You don't really need to apologize, bro.
Well, you know, I don't think either of us necessarily do, but, you know, I want you to know I'm not approaching this conversation as though like, you know, like, oh, we got him, like, let's get him some more. Like, there's clearly some interesting underlying stuff going on here that I think's, you know, important to kind of flesh out. And, you know, I think honesty is the best way to maybe get at some of those things. So obviously, you know, like your one friend was in the second video and maybe even the third a little bit. I can't remember. But another question I had was, have like your friends and family members seen it? And if so, like,
I don't think
were there any
family
reactions?
has, but
yeah,
friends. I don't know.
Just like school friends or people you know, or what?
Yeah, friends. But they're just like, what the fuck? That's my response. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Ah, for fuck's sake. Speaking about family, I just got a phone call. Yay.
Do you need to take it?
I'm not gonna answer it. Nah, fuck it.
I mean, if you need to take it, that's fine. Okay, interesting. I mean, so obviously, like, this is something that your tone now is a lot different than it was then. Obviously, our encounter was a lot different then. But obviously, like, something's changed since then. So, I mean, is this something... I assume you're probably not... So you still do this?
No, I mean, how I'm feeling hasn't changed. Like, I don't even talk to people on Xbox anymore. I don't even join lobbies with people anymore, really. But, I mean, yeah, I guess on Xbox or whatever, but not actually, like, you know, not actually, I don't even know how to explain it. I may seem like everything's changed, but, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it properly, but. Yeah.
Well, I mean, something's changed. I mean, because obviously, like, and something I didn't explain at the start, like, this conversation right here is not my doing, right? Like, I didn't go to you and say, hey, would you like to explain, you know, what happened in your side? Like, this is something that you came to me for. And I think even that gesture is, you know, is indicative of some level of change kind of in your attitude or approach or the way you view these types of things. Maybe, maybe not.
Sorry, I just got distracted by something.
No, I was just saying, like, the fact that you came to me and seemed to be kind of genuine in your approach, to me says that something's probably changed at least a little bit, and probably for the better, honestly.
Well, I guess. I mean, I really I don't know, I can't be fucked going around to piss people off. Just, I don't know, yeah, I guess a lot of things have changed, but not really. Like, I wouldn't, like, now I probably wouldn't go around doing what I did 2 years ago, but...
So when you say, like, doing what you did, I assume you mean, like, basically flaming people. Like, you basically more or less flamed me, right? Like, you sent me, like, really inflammatory stuff. I mean, is that something that you did? Is that something that you did? Like, how frequently do you think you did that to people? Just, like, every time you played, or, like, only...
Whenever
if you
I
had to
play
guess.
COD, dude, COD pisses me off. So, whenever I fucking
So you did
play
it, like...
shit...
You did it, like, literally every time you played it? You'd send people messages like that?
No. I don't know, actually. Maybe. I don't think so. But
did you ever get did like Xbox ever discipline you for any of that stuff? That's another thing I'm curious about, because I've always wondered, like, you can report people for offensive messages and this and that. Does it ever work?
Actually,
does it ever do
yeah.
anything?
Yeah,
Really?
I have been suspended. I haven't been able to talk to people.
For how long is the suspension? Was it just once, or was it multiple times?
I think it's a couple times, but it hasn't happened for a while. Probably about 2 or 3 times, maybe.
How long did they suspend you from talking to people?
Probably about 2 weeks.
That's kind of a long time, actually. Well, it's interesting to know the system kind of works then, maybe. I always assumed, like, nobody at Microsoft did anything about that stuff, but maybe they do.
They do, but they don't. Like, ever since the Xbox One came out, I guess they haven't really gave a shit, but I don't know.
Well, that's evident because they don't give a shit about anything on the Xbox One. But that's another topic. I don't know if you have an Xbox One, but it's not very good.
I was actually planning to get one in a couple weeks.
I mean, it's probably like the 360 in that it's undoubtedly going to get better over time. But as it stands right now, there's not a lot of reason to have an Xbox One over an Xbox 360. But that'll get better over time, I'm sure. But I mean, we don't.
If you're wondering, I have been banned forever once, like literally forever.
By Microsoft?
Yeah.
Like a tag ban, or was it a console ban? Oh, so they just like said you can't play on this tag ever?
Ever. Till
okay.
9,999 years. Then I can play.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. You've been banned till the year 9999.
That's because one of my mates hacked my account, and then like they literally like hacked it for me, or whatever you want to call it, modded it, did whatever, but they changed the little number that was on my account, and they made
for
it
how many years you've had it? That thing?
Yeah, that thing, like the tenure or whatever. And then they made it so like every time, like basically whenever I went to a Call of Duty lobby, my classes would flash, like all my guns would just flash different colors. And then someone reported me, and I guess they found out, and then that account's gone. But
was that something? I mean, I've never done like modding or hacking. I don't even know like what half that stuff is. But is that something that, so when you were in control of a modded, hacked, whatever account, whatever this was, is that something that you could like turn on and off, or is it just like permanently messed up?
The classes I couldn't. Yeah. The tension thing either, but I don't even know how to mod or hack or whatever. But my mate, like one of my friends does, he hacks everything. Like, all my Ghost and shit is hacked. Like,
why does he do it to you?
I don't know, because I'm friends with him.
Does he actually have to like modify your Xbox itself, or does he do it to your account?
No, I joined the lobby and then it just does it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, people used to do that stuff in like Modern Warfare 2 and those 10th Prestige lobbies and that crap.
He's like, I don't know, the biggest fucking hacker I know. Kicks people offline and shit like that, like ruins their fucking internet provider shit, whatever. And then
Well, it's probably just DDoSing, right?
I don't know, whatever it is. Gets
Yeah,
people
it's
offline.
if you have someone's IP, you can artificially flood them with traffic and kick them offline for a little bit. I'm sure that's what he's doing, which
Not
is not
anyone
very
you know
cool.
though.
No, I'm sure. Well, I mean, lots of internet.
It's
Well,
not the
I
dude that was in the video with me.
no, yeah, I didn't assume so. I'm just saying DDoSing is very common among people who I won't throw around insults. It's common among people on the internet who think they're big and tough. Let's put it that way.
Whatever. Well, I don't
Yeah.
do it. If I could.
No, neither do I. I don't actually
Probably.
even. I mean, I know how it works, but I don't know how to do it. I've never done it.
I don't really have any need to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you didn't DDoS me back then. I have been DDoSed a couple times just by people on Xbox Live. A lot of the time in Modern Warfare 3, actually, strangely enough. Do you have like questions for me? Is there anything that you like information or perspective or whatever that you want to get from my end?
I don't know. I mean, what would I even ask?
I don't know. Just if there's anything that like was unclear to you or stuff that I could maybe explain that would help you understand what happened or anything like that.
No, I mean, I don't know. But probably, like, there's like, I remember ages ago, I think it was, I don't know, I think it was someone on your video or whatever, but maybe it was you, but, you said, or maybe it was, I don't even know, don't even worry, I just fucking had a mind fuck, but, before, when I said about, you know how shit, like, if shit annoys you, it annoys you, right? Yeah?
Sure.
But if shit annoys me, it annoys me 10 times worse? Yeah? You get that?
I guess so, yeah. I mean,
But,
yeah, I mean, I understand your explanation.
so, probably, I'm just trying to, get it out, probably why I was such a little asshole. But, it's because I recently found out about February probably. That huh?
Of this year? Or are you talking like back then?
No, this year.
Okay.
Okay, so recently I found out that I actually have a personality disorder. So like,
Okay.
shit annoys me way more than other people, and I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like, I don't even know how you would explain it. You just have to search it up for yourself and kind of, read about it or whatever, but it's like, you're constantly feeling under attack by people. So like, just, it's fucking annoying, but at least I know, like, half the reason why games piss me off so much, why people annoy the shit out of me, and why I feel these emotions to, like, towards people. And that's probably half the reason why. Because everything is just worse. Everything feels so much worse than it is.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, given kind of the events and given what had happened and how it was kind of inexplicable, I had sort of thought or assumed maybe there was some type of like some type of legitimate psychological thing going on. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not any of that stuff. So, I can't necessarily identify with it specifically. But,
But
I do
thought
think...
about it, so I went and saw, and yeah, well, actually...
Yeah, and I think that's great. And I think that's courageous of you to, like, talk about it. I think it's respectful of you to talk about it. And I think one of the things that I like the best out of this conversation is that you're able to sort of see those things. Whereas, a lot of people, stuff happens and it's blame everybody else, right? Like everybody's out to get me, or, everybody's at fault but me. And it's, I think again, like our encounter and the scale of offensiveness of global like bad things is very small. But I think it's really cool that you're able to say like, yeah, this happened and here's why, and kind of be introspective about it and think about, you know, what caused it to happen. So I think that's really cool. Just personally.
A lot of things led up to it, bro. 2012
I
was
don't
probably the fucking worst year of my fucking life, so that's probably, you know, also another reason.
Yeah, and I don't doubt it, man. I mean, obviously, you know, I won't ask you to get into those personal details, and I don't doubt that they're sincere and serious. And as someone who's been through some pretty tough stuff myself, I can say that, you know, I understand, like I do understand the human element of this, right? Like it is fun to watch that kind of stuff. Like it's fun to watch that video and be like, ha ha ha, oh man, you know, and be detached from the real person behind it. But, you know, as far as like life's frustrations getting really real, I totally get like video games being an outlet for that, and the idea that you can jump. And I don't know if this is what you're thinking, but you know, like for a lot of people, video games are a place to jump online anonymously, and you can do whatever you want, be whatever you want, and let out your frustration if you want in a place that is normally consequence free. And, you know, I don't know if that speaks to your experience or not. I'm not necessarily saying it does. I'm just saying maybe it helps some people, you know, see the more human side of it rather than just like, oh, look at this nameless, faceless idiot on Xbox Live or whatever they think, you know?
Yep. Hold on 2 seconds.
Sure.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like all my questions kind of out of the way. And unless there's like more that you want to discuss or questions you have for me or anything like that.
I don't think so.
Okay. Um, well, I do like in closing, I do want to reiterate that, you know, I think that it's cool of you to make this effort and to come. No, like obviously I have a lot of videos of like people raging at my friends on Call of Duty, and that's kind of, it's not necessarily what I do anymore on my YouTube channel, but it's kind of like what the focus of the content used to be. And so I'm not necessarily new to that, but I will say, like, out of all the people I've encountered, no one's ever offered to do this. So, you know, you should know that. You should know that that's pretty cool. You should know that I respect you for it. I think people that, you know, listen to this conversation will respect you for it. And you know, you should know you made the right move. And, you know, we all make mistakes, and I'm not offended or mad or anything like that. And I never really was. And previously, when we had talked about doing this podcast or like this kind of conversation thing that we could post, you know, we had made a deal that I would take, you know, the revenue generated from those videos and donate it to a charity of your choice. So you know, that offer is still good. I still want to do that if that's something you want to do. We can talk about that after this if you want, but it's not like those videos made a ton of money. So we'll just call it an even $50. I'll donate it to the charity of your choice. And then I think we'll be square, because I don't want you to feel like, even though I like those videos, and even though I like they're entertaining, and I hope that you can at least appreciate the entertainment value in them. I don't want you to feel like they're like any kind of exploitation of you or something like that. So I hope you don't feel that way.
No, bro, it just reminds me not to fucking do it in the future.
Well, we're cool. And you know, like I've already kind of did it before, and I'm going to make sure that the descriptions of the videos and the notations say, and I know you don't have that gamer tag anymore, and this gamer tag that you're on isn't going to be shown, anything like that. But, you know, I'll make sure that there is no incentive for people to be messaging you and all that stuff.
Yeah. Good.
But you done right. You got my respect, and, you know, so I say thanks for doing it.
Well, good.
Anything else you got before we shut it down?
Not really, unless you got something.
Nope. We'll call that a wrap.
Right.
So I'll kind of end my recording there. I'll probably just post it all unedited from, the start to where we just ended there. But in the meantime, if you pick out, any charity you want, just send it to me on Twitter. I'll make a donation. I'll send you the receipt, all that stuff.
Dude, I believe you don't have to go to that extent.
Well, no, I mean,
whatever you do, donate it to somewhere that has animals.
Is there an Australian charity that takes care of? Pick an animal charity in Australia. And tweet RSPCA. Let me Google it. RSPCA. So that's the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. I will make a donation, and I mean, I know you believe me or whatever, but just as a formality, I'll send you a receipt on Twitter.
Yep.
All right, man. I guess we're good. I do appreciate it. I'm not trying to I'm being genuine when I say that, and you should know that it is no one's ever done that. No one's ever done that for me or to me. So you're doing something right. And
I don't think anyone's ever really went to my extent either. Or...
You might be surprised. I mean, I just happened that was my and still is my YouTube thing. I just am recording when I'm playing games, and to some extent, you never know what's going on on Xbox Live at all times. So I just happen to be capturing it is the only difference. Anyway, I'll send you a friend request. You can accept if you want. Don't if you don't want to. I'm not going to be offended either way. But we're cool as far as I'm concerned.
I have to say, I'd be honored to be your friend.
Well, we'll be friends, man.
Fuck yeah.
You're a legend in your own right, not only in that encounter, but like I said, this is also not common. So it's uncommon in a couple different ways. So anyway,
just this whole experience that we had, that I had, I did think about it a lot, and I think that's. I think in the end it kind of did, make me a better person, kind of. But because I haven't really done anything like this before, because when I saw that, I was like a couple of years later, I was like, whoa, that was me a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think all in all, maybe good things come out of it. Who knows? But I'm gonna get offline, and maybe I'll catch you online another time.
All right, bro.
All right, I'll see you, dude. Thanks.